Chapter 3, The Puzzle of Hua Tuo. Hua Tuo. To most Chinese, he was remembered as a legendary physician of the late Han Dynasty, famed for his surgical skill and herbal remedies. But to me, his name carried a puzzle. In Han speech, Tuo often meant foreigner, sometimes Indian. Hua was another name for China. Together, the syllables suggested a paradox: a man who was both China and India, or an Indian dwelling in China. Why did this matter? Because in the early 20th century, China was struggling to define itself. Nationalists insisted that our civilization was pure, sealed, untouched by outsiders. To question that purity was to question the very foundation of identity. Yet scholars like me, trained abroad, knew that cultures do not grow in isolation. They borrow, they blend, and they transform. So, I researched. I learned to read official documents in Chinese and Sanskrit, because translation alone cannot reveal the subtle threads of meaning. Slowly, evidence regarding Hua Tuo emerges in my travels to Tibet and India. In his name, echoes of Sanskrit syllables. Thanks to the bureaucracy of both China and India, records to and fro were kept meticulously. Temples that provide lodgings also kept records. Especially for renowned physicians like Hua Tuo. Hua Tuo's supposed invention of ma fisan, an anesthetic, used ingredients like datura, which originated in India and whose name is a transliteration from Sanskrit. China's most treasured legends about Hua Tuo were shaped by Indian influences, Buddhist textual motifs, and Sanskrit etymologies. In his surgery, the startling legend of opening the skull, unknown in China, hinted in India, recorded in Greek. To a lay reader, this may seem like mere curiosity. But in my time, it was explosive. If Hua Tuo's knowledge was hybrid, part Chinese, part Indian, perhaps even touched by Greek medicine carried along the Silk Road, then China's heritage was not sealed. It was porous, enriched by exchange. I did not claim Hua Tuo was wholly Indian, nor wholly Chinese. I saw him as a figure of fusion: herbal knowledge rooted in China, textual motifs drawn from India, surgical lore perhaps carried from Greece. This was the secret: our tradition was woven from many threads. To admit this was to admit that China's greatness lay not in isolation, but in openness. A truth both beautiful and dangerous.